Hey there, real writers. Just a quick video because I did a reading for someone about writer's block and I got the Wheel of Fortune actually reversed. And this seems like the be-all end-all reading for questions about writer's block. So I wanted to share it with all of you since we all experience this at one time or another. It's not something anyone can escape. So, Wheel of Fortune, and I'm doing this by candlelight because these cards are so pretty. And with the gold foil, I like the shimmery look. They're very pale, so you're not missing a lot of rich color here because they're very pale, which is something I love about them. So, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and I have it right side up so you can see it clearly. The message of this card is that everything goes in cycles. So if the current situation is difficult, the wheel will turn and good will be possible, change will be possible, focus, inspiration will be possible. You shouldn't be discouraged because if things are challenging now, it means that good lies ahead. If you're in a down cycle now, the wheel will turn and you will be up soon enough. That doesn't mean, though, that you should wait for the good to come. It means that you should take whatever action you can to move toward it and maintain it. So what does that mean? That means still sitting down to write, even if it's just for 10 minutes. And if you watched my tarot reading for writers for July, I mentioned that you should find the writing practice that works for you. It doesn't have to be every day. You may want to try to write for 10 minutes every day because you might be feeling so much anxiety about it that doing that will help calm your anxiety. But you don't have to. So maybe just try to do that for 10 minutes. Read things that inspire you. Go back to an old book that you know makes you happy and read it. Not something that you're going to judge or feel intimidated by, but something that will make you happy. That could be fan fiction, by the way. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I'm going to out myself. And it's fun to read Doctor Who fan fiction. It's also fun to read Jane Austen fan fiction because I'm a major Janeite as well. So pick something that will inspire you and make you happy. Watch movies or TV shows that either are just fun or they're related to your subject. That counts as research. Writing out what is and isn't working in the piece that you're working on can also help. Writing out what you're trying to say but you don't know how to, just give yourself permission to write it out in a very messy, awkward way that you wouldn't want anyone to see because no one's going to see it. It's just for you. But writing that out and your frustration will help, move that block. It will help you make progress. You can also examine why you're blocked. What you feel you can't do or you can't figure out or you can't see in the piece and try to figure out why. And if you can't write in complete sentences, because sometimes it's just not possible because it's so intangible, abstract, and nebulous, and it's just out of reach, then just make a list of words that convey these things and capture this feeling for you. Or draw a picture that captures what you're trying to say or the frustration or your feelings. And you don't have to be an artist to do that. Use stick figures. In fact, just use stick figures because that will just take all sense of pressure off the table. You could collage as well. You could collage the thing you feel is in your way, your feelings or what you're trying to say but you can't find the words for. You could just do that. And if you do it, don't try so hard. Just go through magazines and look at pictures and cut out or tear out what you're connecting to. Don't try to overthink it. It's overthinking it that often sort of makes it harder to get through that block. There also may be a reason why you're blocked. It may be that the direction you were headed in wasn't the best one, and the block has showed up to stop and redirect you. So that might be something you want to write about. maybe others in your critique group, or maybe you are working with an agent or an editor, they've given you advice and it's been overwhelming or frustrating and there's too much in your head, and you can use the same type of journaling suggestion, whether it's writing or drawing or collaging, to work through those ideas and find out what resonates with you and ignore the rest. Other ways to keep your hand in when you're not able to move forward: try revising old work, whether that's old poems, if you write poems, or go back to a song you wrote and read the song and sing the song, maybe write a new stanza for that song, just to look back and see how you were successful. If you've published things in the past, go back and read those. Read them out loud, by the way. Don't just read them to yourself, read them out loud so you can really feel and taste the words, in a sensory, sort of kinesthetic way in your mouth, the texture and the three-dimensionality of the words through the mouth by reading them out loud and also hearing them. That might help inspire you, or it just may help you feel better because you can see that you did publish before, you were successful before, or you just wrote something that you really think is the best expression of you as a writer. It doesn't have to be something you published. I don't want you to feel that pressure. So you can also, like I said, go back and revise something, some old project that doesn't have as much emotional intensity and pressure for you. You're not as invested in them. That also can be part of the block. You can go back to the earlier part of the story or the book or the poem and revise from there and see if you can get some momentum that way. Or you can skip all of these things altogether and just send out finished pieces that you have been meaning to send but you haven't had time. Take this as a time to query and to agents and editors if you're writing prose, and send out things to literary magazines if you're writing poems, prose, whatever. Sign up to read your writing somewhere, or go to a reading. If you're a songwriter, go sing somewhere. Go to a coffee house or a bookstore and ask if you can sing, or a bar or whatever. And just get back into the joy of it, because that's really what's important here. It's the joy of writing, your love of writing. It's not produce, succeed, amaze. That's often what's getting in our way. We get ahead of ourselves and then we sort of lose touch with why we're writing something and why we just love writing. It's because it's part of us and it's important to us and it's who we are. And if we don't do it, we don't feel like ourselves. And I know that can be sort of a vicious cycle. You keep not writing and then you keep not feeling like yourself, and then you keep not writing and you keep not feeling like yourself, and you have to sort of get out of that cycle. So you have to find something about writing that takes the pressure off, but that you enjoy and makes you happy. Maybe write some of your fellow writers, whether it's critique group or friends, and say, tell me something positive about my writing, give me a little pep talk, and read those. I said sign up to read or go to a reading. The bottom line is accept where you are and find the best way to still move forward and be inspired instead of struggle. That's the important thing. I'm going to say that again. Accept where you are and find the best way to still move forward and be inspired rather than struggle. The wheel turns. Everything has a season. You may be literally just in a season that doesn't work for you as a writer. I find it very difficult to write in the winter. Maybe it's because I'm freezing. I don't know. But I love winter, but I have a super hard time writing in the winter. Sometimes that bleeds into the spring. Summer and fall, watch out. I can sit down every day and be very disciplined. And again, you don't have to do that, and I don't do that all the time, but if I want to, I can. Summer and fall, that works for me. I don't know why. Maybe consider that. Look back over your writing practice and see, when do I write best? What months have I really, go back through journals or maybe your posts on Facebook or whatever, and try to So, or if you track your writing in a chart or something, no pressure. Please don't feel like you have to do that. Some people do. That's not a suggestion to do that. I'm just saying some people do that. Go back and look at when you were your most productive, because you may discover that you have seasons or a season in which you're more productive, in which case you're off the hook. Say you write better in the winter and it's where I am, it's July. You're off the hook. You can just enjoy yourself until we hit November, right? And then you can get back to work. But still do some things that inspire you and keep you moving forward. But just consider that you might be in a season, and consider that you might be trying to write in the evening and you really do better writing in the morning. Or you might try writing at lunchtime, or you might try writing outside. Use this as an opportunity to explore your practice and learn more about what works for you. Try new notebooks, try new pens, play around with some programs. I don't use any of those, but because I don't like doing those, but some people swear by using writing programs. Maybe take this as an opportunity to explore some of those things. So I guess what I'm saying is try dating your writing practice. That sounds really weird, but I like it. Try dating your writing practice. Don't go in for full-on marriage or commitment or moving in together. Try dating it and see what happens. Try different things. Play around. That'll take the pressure off you and make it more fun. And then when you feel like you're back in a groove, you'll have all these tools that you've tried, and you might find something new that's fun to play with. And that's what you need to remember. It should be fun. It should be play too. It's important to have that as part of your practice too. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Happy writing, everyone.